Hey, what is going on, everybody? Happy Monday, happy Captain America World War II Day, because he's going to be out later on this afternoon, and happy end of the weekend, shitstorm, Marvel Strike Force 5th Anniversary Day is what I'm calling it. So, now that the weekend's over, we've had some time now to properly digest what the hell has actually been going on in this game. And I have as well. I took a break. I didn't put out a video on Sunday. I had to just step back, take a little bit of a breather, and now we're back at it again. And so I'm not done with it. However, there's a few things I want to talk about. One is I want to talk about, basically the last couple of days, now that I've had a little bit of time to think about it. I also want to talk about, believe it or not, some good things that have come out of this weekend that I've realized but didn't realize until after I calmed down a little bit about the issue, which I'm still pissed off about, by the way, and we're going to get to that as well. But there is, believe it or not, some good things with this last few days and what's going on. We're going to talk about all that and more in today's video, so if you're ready to go, let's boil this down. So we're going to loop back around here again and talk about this really quickly, this part here. So I'm almost, no, I'm not almost done. Okay, so I basically, I'm going to be able to get to here. Where am I at? So as far as my points here, I still have more to go, but that's because I didn't go into the battle and quit on the Gambit raid over and over again like I should have to get the points. I'll still get it, it's fine. But most of us are probably going to land just before the Captain Carter starts. What I'm really disappointed in is that we're not getting the Kestrel costume free to play, and I'm not fucking giving them $5 to get that costume. Actually, it's $8 Canadian. I believe it's $5 US. So I'm not paying to get this costume. If I could get this orb, it would be free to play accessible. One thing that I'm wondering, and because this video is going out before they've got a chance to really open up shop at work and decided what they're going to do, and that's kind of why I wanted to do this video first, was to see whether or not later on today, probably, or maybe tomorrow, whether or not they backpedal on their backpedal. Is that where we're at? Honestly, I'm confused. So, just a quick recap of what happened. The Gambit raid was launched. We got, watch my other video, actually, if you want to know about that. The Gambit raid was launched. We had a shit ton of extra energy that the energy packs that we were able to, get a bunch of energy for, which some people did, some people didn't. And then they ended up sending us some resources, which I don't know if it's still in here. It might be from Friday, which was, I don't know, actually. Maybe it's not in here. Anyways, oh no, I didn't claim it. I haven't claimed it yet. So this, 5, infinite amount of energy, which you're not going to be able to use anyways. And I haven't claimed that because I don't need to. And so this would have allowed us to finish entirely that milestone of the strike celebration and be a proper 5th year anniversary celebration. So this is no surprise, this is what we expected. But then they put on the points total and now we can't, and we can actually get less than what you're supposed to have got that I would have done in my own math video, right? Like I schedule at 160 points per raid battle, I budgeted that we would have got about 28.8k or so at 10 battles per raid, or 30 raid battles a day, times 6 days, so 180 times 160 would have got about almost 29,000 points. And now there's a limit for 24, which is less than what we would have gotten, which is why it's so crap. So, I don't know. I'm kind of hoping that they backpedal. But then, what happens to the people who spend power cores, who actually tried to push it, even though you shouldn't? Please don't do that. Please do not spend power cores on this milestone. It's not worth it. What happens if they backpedal and they send out, we're sorry, which they're not going to apologize for, but they may backpedal. So if they do, don't spend the power cores just in case, is the nutshell. And I'm actually surprised how little this got on the weekend from any of the content creators. There was only about 2 videos that I saw over the weekend who maybe put out any videos, and that was Tana, who put out this video here, just quit. Stats don't lie. Go watch the video if you want to. My takeaway from that was that, Boundless is part of the course. They're going to continue doing what they're doing, and they're going to piss us off some more until eventually enough of us quit. But don't expect anything to change. Essentially is what I got away from that. And Mobile Gamer put out a video as well on his Sunday afternoon called Celebration Disaster, where, you know, he basically says that the game is going to survive for another couple of years, because comparing it to Star Wars Galaxy Heroes, that, you know, they do that kind of stuff as well, that you know, maybe they're not, you know what, I've been told they're not as bad as Boundless and Marvel Strike Force lately. You can debate that. You know, I haven't played the game personally, but they kind of turned around a little bit, but nonetheless, you know, due to the age of the game and the Marvel IP, that this game is probably going to survive in some form, you know, for the next couple of years. In what kind of form that exists in, though, is a completely another story, and how many content creators stick around for that is also another story. But nonetheless, you know, it's just a huge disappointment in what is supposed to be a thankful time of the... And I don't know why I said that, because that was giving Thanos giving vibes right there. You know, like, an anniversary is supposed to be a celebration that goes both ways, both for the players and for the developers, for everyone. So money for them, but good stuff for us. And that just didn't happen. Or in some cases, just, you know, free shit for us. And that didn't really happen either. So I'm really disappointed, but that's no surprise, because I've already expressed my disappointment in other videos. It's just... I hope that I guess it's a bit late. I don't know. I'm a bit worn down a little bit with all the stuff that's been going down in this game. Especially, you know, this entire month of March. Basically, since Apocalypse came out, there has been a lot of disappointment in the MSF community everywhere, I think. And I don't think it's a stretch to say that people are unhappy. But there is some good things. And that's what I wanted to get to for the second half of the video. And when I was actually doing Gambit Raid with my alliance, I was actually having fun. But it was all the stuff around the Gambit Raid that made things not fun. Just the game in general, right? And kind of what's around that. But here we are on Gambit Raid, difficulty 9, 87.22%. I don't think we're going to 100% this, because we're very unorganized. And I didn't really plan this. I just kind of said, hey guys, just go out and do, you know, whatever you want, choose a lane and do it. And I did that, and I wiped. So we're not getting any further. However, you know, things are very cool in this raid. I actually enjoy this. And I said this before, that I liked Gambit Raid at its core. At the core gameplay, I actually really enjoyed it. I liked that it, and for whatever reason, there's like a split going... Oh, no, that's in the background. There's a weird thing up and down line that's bothering me. Anyways, I like that they made the changes to the characters. The traits in the previous raid were kind of garbage, and we knew that. And they did a pretty good job in adjusting this for the most part. Some of the lanes got screwed more than others. I think Diamonds was not very good, the one I'm on currently right now. This is kind of like the best team lineup that I have. You know, I have some other characters, but realistically, this is probably the best you're going to get. And I would have had to manual it, but I simmed it and I ended up wiping. So that's my fault. It's D9. I shouldn't have done that. But the rewards are very good. I can't stress this enough, that at 60% D9, and I just want to put it out there for people who think this is crazy, my alliance is a top 1,000 alliance, which means top 24,000 players. That's not very good, technically. It's like top 10% of all players. So this is viable for even what I would say, you know, players who try, like active players, you know. So the top 10% I would consider as to be, you know, fairly active player base. And this is really good. 30% is 30% is 40,000 blue 4 ions. I don't know why it keeps flipping on me. But, you know, you can see the rewards here. Almost 3 Cajun orbs at 60%, over 2 gold orbs, 80,000 blue 4 ions. Again, 100% is not... For the higher tier alliances, they're probably getting that. Again, I don't know why these things are flipping. But 120,000 blue 4 ions. There's a lot of blue 4 ions. And we're getting this every single day. And if you're not able to do D9, you know, honestly, I think that the majority of players, the good, your top 25%, can probably do difficulties 7 and 8. And you're also getting blue 4 ions in there. We were able to 100% D7, but because we have bad organizational skills, we didn't do 100% on D8. We kind of did we did like 80% and we moved on to D9. And we're doing about the same, but we're getting more rewards as a result of it. And because the characters are so much better, that you can actually sim a lot of this. And I was told by my alliance that you can actually sim a good portion of this. Maybe the diamonds lane sucks, and so I wouldn't really recommend this, but for a lot of the other lanes, you can, because there is at least 6 or 7 meta characters in each of the lanes where most likely, as long as you're keeping up with the game, that you're going to get this. And so this is something, these are the kinds of rewards that we should be having daily in like the new raid that's coming. If we don't have at least this, at least 80,000 blue 4 ions and 2 gold orbs and like, I don't know, a shit ton of G17 elite orbs and whatever, then that's a huge fail. I would love to see Gambit raid actually rotate in with the Greek schedule, and I would be more than happy to run this every 2 months or something in a rotation, because the rewards, not only are the rewards are good, but it's a mix up for something that's a bit fun. I have to say, you know, maybe wipe all this stuff again for the 3rd launch. But nonetheless, I'm actually enjoying this. And I hope that other people are too. Despite the shitstorm and everything that's going on with this game, 80,000 blue 4 ions every single day, or even 40,000, 50,000 in the other difficulties, is really good. And so this is something that should be applauded. I love the innovation that Gambit Raid brought to the game, even though that people just didn't enjoy some implementation on the first pass when it had to do with the month-long event for the, I think it was Dazzler, the Gambit bracelet, I remember that. And the rewards for the Cajun Orb, aside from Gambit shards, you don't need these because you can buy these in the Cosmic Crucible store. The other rewards are actually pretty good. You know, you get some pretty large amounts of Elite 4 fragments here, or you get like potentially a full Mega Orb, which is pretty good. These other Legacy Orbs are kind of, you know, they are what they are. And then the right pillar, you know, has some training mods, and we're going to open some of these orbs. Some of my Alliance members have already pulled Mega Orbs, so I know the value of Mega Orbs are not that great, but nonetheless... Oh, they're all 3. I was like, that's a gold drop, but yeah, they're all 3. This is my first time actually opening the Cajun Orbs. You know, there is a chance, I don't know what color, probably going to be a gold on the left for a Mega Orb. Oh no, 2,500 Elite 4 credits, but still, you know, that's pretty good. Training mods, could have jacked that up. But the Elite 4 orbs are still, or the Elite 4 credits are still really nice. There's a Mega Orb. You know, I'll be saving that for whenever the Masters of Evil do go into the store. So, and we're going to have about 5 more days of this, I guess. How much time do I have left? Yeah, it's running until Friday. Pretty sure they're running until Friday. So, I wish this was maybe running for 2 weeks. That would be even better, because the rewards in here are very good. And this is something that is essentially for free. You know, it's a 3rd raid that we wouldn't have got otherwise, despite how people feel about the weekend with the strike with the milestones. That's absolutely garbage, and I've already talked about that. And it is. It's absolutely garbage. I'm hoping that it's not too late. Scopely, I'm going to do a plea number 2. I've just done a plea like 2 weeks ago, maybe 3 weeks ago now. It's not too late to save this community. It's not too late to repent your greedy ways. You can still make money and have a fun game. The game at its core is not a terrible game, because that's why we're here, right? And the Marvel IP, I guess both together, it's not a terrible game. But the people driving the decisions behind the events, behind the milestones, and all of this is making for a very unfun experience at that level of the game. And so I really hope, I hope that they hear this. I hope that they think about it a little bit. Just a little bit, and how that it is possible to have a fun and engaging game and still make money. You don't have to go down this path. I feel like I've said this line before, but I'm kind of at the point where if it continues the way that it does, I'm still going to cover this game. Why? Because I'm addicted. Just like pretty much every other content creator, I would say, is addicted. Some of us do it for financial reasons as well. Not gonna sugarcoat it. You know, some of us do that. But, you know, as soon as something more appealing for me would come across, I would probably do that, or I would do both. For example, some of you know that I have been covering the Lord of the Rings Heroes of Middle-earth game a little bit. I probably will do more, you know, when it does go fully launched. Does that mean I'm going to be throwing away Marvel Strike Force? No, not in the beginning. I'll probably do both. I'll probably have a second channel for that, but or for Lord of the Rings, but I'll be covering both. Very likely, I'll be covering Marvel Strike Force till it dies, or it's skeletal enough that I felt that it's dead, which would be like probably half of the current player base, essentially. What Star Trek Fleet Command is to me, even though that game is still running, I feel that the active player base is as such that it's not worth it from a content creator perspective to continue to cover that game, and so that's how I feel about Marvel Strike Force. That there's still enough of us around to make this a worthwhile endeavor for a few reasons. You know, like, I get to communicate with you guys. There's a community still that exists, and that's honestly what keeps me going. I think for a lot of people who still continue with Marvel Strike Force who haven't quit yet, we're all highly addicted, and a lot of it is the community value that this brings, whether it's in the YouTube comment section, whether it's in Discord, whether it's on Reddit, wherever you get your value of community. I think that's what's keeping us here playing this game, because, you know, deep down, we kind of know that things are going downhill. And if you haven't learned that yet, then you're in denial, personally. But hey, there's a lot more time for Marvel Strike Force to screw up, and I'll be here to cover it. So hopefully that the release of Captain America World War II isn't absolutely disastrous like this last few days have been for events, but I'll be covering that as well. So if shit hits the fan, then you'll hear from it. You'll hear from me. So until next time, stay safe and healthy, and I'll see you all later. Boilon signing out.